all you just want to do is just think, dream, and you just put that to a T, because it's like that's how professionals make their mark, because they're like that singular focus is that entire, like, it's just entirely dedicated on that, while the rest of their life is in like a massive season of like unbalance.
Right.
I'm just thinking, because also like with some people's sporting careers, it's also they got massive seasons of unbalance as well, because they focus on one core aspect while they have like another that they're currently doing until they get that and master that skill, and then they move on to the next one and the next one and the next one.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's how it works because they basically learned how to master a skill. So for them to they basically that's like the meta skill you consider like the higher skill that they learn. So then they can use that skill to learn other skills that are like technical skills, and it's a lot easier basically. Like I know one guy, I don't know if you know him on YouTube. He's pretty famous. Ali Abdal. He's
Oh
a
yeah, no, yeah,
productivity
I know.
guy. His whole channel is not about productivity. But you know how he started he basically started by
Medical
making,
student, wasn't it?
yeah, he started by making videos for medical students or people interested in getting into med school. That was his skill because he knew that how to do that at a time. He pulled it off, and he had like kind of like set out the kind of like algorithm for that for himself. And then he was basically telling others, okay, this is how we're supposed to do it. And others were actually getting into med school. And then people then were asking him, okay, how do I succeed in med school? Well, guess what? He already pulled it off. He's a doctor now. So then he did it. He started giving them out. And then boom, from there, he's like, oh, now I know how to sell or how to like create content and sell the technique of how to succeed in med school. Just knowing how to do that allowed him to basically teach others how to get good at any skill, not just how to get into med school or any profession, I guess, not just good at being a doctor. So then he got into his whole niche got bigger now. Now instead of starting with a med school thing, now he went into productivity, right? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna focus on productivity, how to make people more productive. And then he talked about like, you know, how to time manage, how to energy manage, how to, you know, create a system for yourself that's going to work on your day to day throughout the year. You know, how to dedicate yourself to that and then how to reap the rewards, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. At least he didn't just keep on just trying to read that medical, because he only had so much you can do with that.
Exactly.
I'm
So
just
he
thinking,
got, yeah.
I was also just thinking, you could have done the same actually, like with engineering as well. Like,
Yeah, 100%. But
the,
everyone has a unique kind of value they can bring to this world. And I kind of know based on my life, I have like a direction of where it's headed. But I'm just waiting for God's timing, to be honest. Because for me, I see myself as really like, just really, really like. I mean, you know me, Danny. Like I'm super into my religions, into my creed, and all that. And like I really like to align my whole self, my whole being, my existence, to kind of see the signs happening.
I'd also say he's going to have similar traits to like Jesus, and then also going to have
Yeah,
like markings.
yeah. He'll have marking similar traits as Jesus. He'll be one-eyed,
Yeah, that's
meaning
that's the main one. Yeah,
the main one is he'll be one-eyed, and the reason that's symbolic is because when you're one-eyed, you lose depth in your vision. Like if you cover one eye and you see just with the other eye, you won't be able to tell depth. Like if I were to reach my finger close to like this, right? Like this, I wouldn't know like the the sense of depth isn't there, and that's deep because it goes back to saying like when you're one-eyed, you're only attached to superficial things in this world. But when you see with two eyes, you're attached to the deeper meanings and insights, not just the shallow, superficial objects and materials that are presented to you, right? Like
yeah,
when I look at this keyboard, right? I could just see it as something that I'm using to type to control as a peripheral of my computer. But there's also a meaning behind it, right? There's like key bindings. I can control, I can attach my mind to what I'm doing. You know, there's deeper, and you can go deeper and deeper. And at every level, there's going to be a shallow and a deeper thing. And you have to know how to, that's how you level up, basically.
Reassociate and disassociate